Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Mrs. Madiha Siddiq, Subject Specialist Chemistry at Dwindle Public School and College, Sahiwal. Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you? Hope you will be fine. Dear students, we are learning chapter number 8, Chemical Equilibrium. Let's have a look at today's learning objective. Students, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to learn about Le-Chatelier principle and application of chemical equilibrium in industry. Let's have a look at the previous knowledge. We have already learned about reversible and irreversible reaction, state of chemical equilibrium. You have learned about law of mass action, equilibrium constant expression for some important reactions, and then you learn application of equilibrium constant. Students, do you know whose picture is this? This is the picture of scientist Le-Chatelier, who studied about the equilibrium phenomena and gave his principle. So our today's topic is the Le-Chatelier principle and application of chemical equilibrium in industry. First of all, let's see what is the Le-Chatelier principle. This principle states that if a stress is applied to a system at equilibrium, the system acts in such a way so as to nullify as far as possible the effect of that stress. If a system is at equilibrium and stress is applied to a system, then the system will try to minimize that stress. It will act in such a way so as to nullify as far as possible the effect of that stress. The Le-Chatelier studied the effect of concentration, pressure, and temperature on equilibrium. We shall discuss the effects one by one. When stress is applied, that system cannot completely cancel the effect of change, but it will try to minimize it. So the Le-Chatelier principle has wide range of application for ascertaining the position and composition of the physical and chemical equilibrium. First of all, let's discuss the effect of change in concentration. That if a system is in an equilibrium and the concentration is changed, so what will a system do? In order to understand the effect of change in concentration on a reversible reaction, we consider a reaction in which bismuth trichloride reacts with water to give a white insoluble compound, bismuth oxychloride. Here student, the aqueous solution of bismuth trichloride is cloudy. It is cloudy because of hydrolysis and formation of bismuth oxychloride. Now if add a small amount of HCl is added in this solution, then by addition of HCl, it will disturb the equilibrium. When the equilibrium will disturb, then it will force the system to move in such a way that effect of the addition of HCl is minimum. Now this system will move in the backward direction. Why it will move in the backward direction? It will move in the backward direction to restore the equilibrium again, and clear solution will be formed. And if we add water in this system or in the solution, then the system will move in forward direction. So if we add HCl, it will move in backward direction, and if we add water, then it will move in the forward direction again, and the solution will become cloudy again. This shifting of reaction in forward and in reverse direction by disturbing the concentration, it is just according to the Le-Chatelier principle. So Le-Chatelier principle explains the effect of change in concentration. Now let's write the equilibrium constant expression for the above reaction. We have already learned how can you write the equilibrium constant expression by writing the product at the numerator and reactant at the denominator. Now you know that the aqueous solution of bismuth trichloride is cloudy because of hydrolysis and formation of bismuth oxychloride. If a small amount of HCl added to the solution, it will disturb the equilibrium and force the system to move in such a way so that effect of addition of HCl is minimized. The reaction will move in backward direction to restore the equilibrium again और pure solution obtain होगा. इसी तरह से अगर हम सॉल्यूशन में वाटर ऐड कर देते हैं तो सिस्टम मूव करेगा फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में और सॉल्यूशन दोबारा से क्लाउडी हो जाएगा. और ये जो शिफ्टिंग है फॉरवर्ड और बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में, it is just according to the Lee-Chatelier principle. So we have some generalization and conclude from the above discussion that addition of substance among reactant or removal of substance among the products at equilibrium state disturb the equilibrium position and reaction is shifted to forward direction. अगर हम reactants के अंदर substance ऐड करेंगे तो reaction forward direction में move करेगा ताकि equilibrium को restore किया जाए. और इसी तरह से अगर हम किसी सब्सटेंस को ऐड करते हैं प्रोडक्ट्स में या रिमूव करते हैं सब्सटेंस से रिएक्टेंट में, देन इट विल मूव इन बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन. इट वाज ऑल अबाउट द चेंज ऑफ concentration. So removing one of the products formed can therefore increase the yield of a reversible reaction. This is one of the very important factor that how can we increase the yield of a reversible reaction. We can increase the yield of a reversible reaction by removing one of the product form. जो products बनती है अगर उसमें इसको हम remove करते जाते हैं तो इस तरह से हम yield को increase कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो Kc की वैल्यू है वो हमेशा constant रहेगी. This concept is extensively applied in common ion effect and follow the Lee-Chatelier principle. Now let's discuss the effect of change in pressure और volume. अगर volume या pressure को change किया जाता है तो equilibrium पे इसका क्या effect होगा? Let's discuss. The change in pressure or volume are important only for the reversible gaseous reaction where number of moles of reactant and products are not equal. किसी भी reaction के अगर reactant और products के number of moles equal नहीं है, फिर हम जो change in pressure और change in volume है उसका effect होगा. Lee-Chatelier principle plays an important role to predict the position and direction of a reaction. अगर कोई रिएक्शन इक्विलिब्रियम स्टेट के अंदर अचीव कर रहा है और उसके नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट्स इक्वल नहीं है तो रिएक्शन किस डायरेक्शन में मूव करेगा. The Lee-Chatelier principle help us to predict the direction. Let's take the example of formation of sulfur trioxide gas. And you know that sulfur trioxide gas is formed from sulfur dioxide gas and oxygen. 2 moles of sulfur dioxide react with 1 mole of oxygen to form 2 moles of sulfur trioxide. Now you can see that there are total 3 number of moles of reactant. 2 moles of sulfur dioxide and 1 mole of oxygen. So total 3 moles of reactant and 2 moles of products are formed. This gas phase reaction proceeds with a decrease in the number of moles. इसमें जो products के number of moles हैं वो कम हैं. So if the number of moles of product are decreased, अगर number of moles of product कम है, products के number of moles कम हैं, तो जो equilibrium state पे volume है वो भी कम होगा. Now when the reaction approaches the equilibrium state, the volume of the equilibrium mixture is less than the volume of the reactants taken initially. So if one decreases the volume further at equilibrium state, the reaction is disturbed. अगर reaction disturbed होगा, then it will move in the forward direction. अब forward direction में ये क्यों move करेगा? It will move in the forward direction to minimize the effect of disturbance. It establishes a new equilibrium position, लेकिन जो Kc की वैल्यू वो constant रहेगी and the reverse will happen when the volume is increased or pressure is decreased at equilibrium state. So this gas phase reaction proceeds with the decrease in the number of moles and hence decrease in volume at equilibrium state. When the reaction approaches the equilibrium state, a volume of the equilibrium mixture is less than the volume of reactant taken initially. If one decreases the volume further at equilibrium state, the reaction is disturbed. और अगर रिएक्शन डिस्टर्ब होगा देन इट विल मूव इन द फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन, ताकि इस अफेक्ट ये जो डिस्टर्बेंस हुई है इस अफेक्ट को कम से कम किया जा सके. इट एस्टैब्लिशेस a new equilibrium position while Kc remains constant, and reverse happens when the volume is increased or pressure is decreased at equilibrium state. It was all about the effect of change in pressure or volume. Now we shall discuss the quantitative effect of volume on equilibrium position. Now let's see what will be the effect of volume on equilibrium position. The quantitative effect of change of volume or pressure can be inferred from the mathematical expression of Kc for sulfur trioxide synthesis. This is the equation for the formation of sulfur trioxide. You already know that sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen to form sulfur trioxide. Now let's try the Kc expression. Kc is equal to 4x square V over A minus 2x square into B minus x. Here, this V is the volume of reaction mixture at equilibrium state. A and B are the number of moles of sulfur dioxide and oxygen present initially, and this X are the number of moles of oxygen which has reacted at equilibrium. Now according to the above equation, when volume is increased, this volume will increase, then X has to be decreased. Why X has to be decreased? The X has to be decreased to keep Kc constant. Kc की value constant रखने के लिए this X has to be decreased. The decrease of X means that the reaction is pushed to the backward direction. From the amount of the increase in volume, we can calculate the amount of X which has to be decreased to keep the Kc constant. So V is the volume of reaction mixture at equilibrium state. A, B are the number of moles of sulfur dioxide oxygen present initially, and X are the number of moles of oxygen which has reacted at equilibrium. According to the above equation, when volume is increased, then X has to be decreased to keep Kc constant. The decrease of X means that reaction is pushed to the backward direction. From the amount of the increase in volume, we can calculate the amount of X which has to be decreased to keep Kc constant. Similarly, अगर हम प्रेशर इंक्रीज कर देंगे एट इक्विलिब्रियम में तो Kc की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो जाएगी. इन ऑर्डर टू कीप द वैल्यू ऑफ Kc कांस्टेंट, अगर Kc की वैल्यू को कांस्टेंट रखना है तो रिएक्शन फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव करेगा. In the same way, we can explain the effect of change of pressure on the equilibrium position for the dissociation of PCl5 and N2O4 reaction. These reactions are homogeneous gaseous phase reaction. Now let's discuss these reactions. PCl5 dissolves to give PCl3 and chlorine. PCl5 will dissociate to give PCl3 and chlorine. Now Kc for this reaction is as follows. Kc is equal to x square over V into A minus x. Now the dissociation of N2O4 gives NO2 gas, and N2O4 dinitrogen tetraoxide dissociate to give 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide. Now Kc for this reaction is as follows. Kc is equal to 4x square over V into A minus x. Now both of these reactions have the factor of volume in the denominator. आप देख सकते हैं कि इन दोनों में जो वॉल्यूम का फैक्टर है वो डिनोमिनेटर में मौजूद है. इसकी रीजन क्या है? इसकी रीजन ये है कि जो नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो ज्यादा है एज कंपेयर टू द रिएक्टेंट्स. इन द डिसोसिएशन of PCl5, 1 mole of PCl5 dissociate to produce 1 mole of PCl3 and 1 mole of chlorine. So total 2 moles of products are present and 1 mole of reactant is present. While in dissociation of dinitrogen tetraoxide, 1 mole of N2O4 dissociate to produce 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide. In both of these, the number of moles of products are greater than the number of moles of reactant. So increase in pressure will decrease X to keep the value of Kc constant and reaction will push to the backward direction. The equilibrium position will disturb, equilibrium position तो disturb होगी लेकिन Kc की value disturb नहीं होगी. Both these reactions have the factor of volume present in the denominator. The reason is that number of moles of product are greater than those of reactant. So increase in pressure will decrease X to keep the value of Kc constant and reaction will push to the backward direction. The equilibrium position is disturbed but not the Kc value. Those gaseous reactions in which number of moles of reactant and products are same are not affected by change in pressure or volume. ऐसे gaseous reaction जिनमें number of moles of reactant और प्रोडक्ट सेम है उनका वो अफेक्ट नहीं होते बाय द चेंज इन प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम. और इसी तरह से अगर पार्टिसिपेटिंग सब्सटेंसेस लिक्विड या सॉलिड्स हैं तो उन पे भी इसका कोई अफेक्ट नहीं होगा. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस अफेक्ट ऑफ चेंज इन टेम्परेचर. अगर टेम्परेचर चेंज होगा तो क्या अफेक्ट होगा. मोस्ट ऑफ द रिवर्सिबल chemical reaction are disturbed by change in temperature. Now we consider heat as a component of equilibrium system. A rise in temperature adds heat to the system and drop in temperature remove heat from the system. So according to the Le-Chatelier principle, a temperature increase favor the endothermic reaction. अगर टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होगा देन इट विल फेवर द एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन और इसी तरह से अगर टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज होगा देन इट विल फेवर द एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. You already know about the endothermic and the exothermic reaction. So the equilibrium constant changes by the change of temperature because the equilibrium position shifts without any substance being added or removed. Now consider the following exothermic gas-phase reaction between carbon monoxide and water to form carbon dioxide and hydrogen, and the value of delta H is minus 41.84 kilojoule per mole. Now if the system is at equilibrium state and we take out heat and keep the system at this new lower temperature, then the system will try to readjust itself. Why it will readjust itself? So as to compensate the loss of heat energy. Thus more of carbon monoxide and water molecules will react to form carbon dioxide and hydrogen molecule, thereby liberating heat because reaction is as exothermic in the forward direction. It means कि अगर हम temperature system का कम करेंगे तो it will shift the initial equilibrium position to right until a new equilibrium position is established. On the contrary, heating the reaction at equilibrium will shift the reaction to backward direction because the backward reaction is endothermic. Now an interesting feature of Le-Chatelier principle is the effect of temperature on the solubility. Consider a salt such as potassium iodide. It dissolves in water to absorb heat. When potassium iodide dissolves, the value of delta H is 21.4 kilojoule per mole. Now let's prepare a saturated solution of potassium iodide in water at a given temperature. It will attain equilibrium at this temperature. If we will increase or rise the temperature, then it will favor more dissolution of the salt. The equilibrium will shift to the forward direction. If we will increase the temperature, then equilibrium will be shifted to the forward direction. On the other hand, if we shall cool, then cooling will favor the crystallization. Hence, the solubility of potassium iodide in water must increase with increase in temperature. But for some salt, the heat of solution is close to zero, means the heat is neither evolved or absorbed. The solubility of these salt in water is not affected by the changing temperature. Formation of aqueous solution of sodium chloride is an example of such a salt. कुछ salt ऐसे हैं जो जिनकी solubility पे हीट के इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज होने से कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होता. For example, sodium chloride. So those substances whose heat of solution are negative exothermic, they decrease their solubility by increasing temperature as lithium chloride and lithium carbonate. Now let's discuss the effect of catalyst on equilibrium constant. In most of the reversible reaction, the equilibrium is not always reached within a suitable short time, so an appropriate catalyst is added. A catalyst does not affect the equilibrium position for the reaction. A catalyst equilibrium position को affect नहीं करता, it just increases the rate. एक कैटलिस्ट सिर्फ फॉरवर्ड और बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन का जो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन है उसको इंक्रीज करेगा और इट विल रिड्यूस द टाइम. इक्विलिब्रियम स्टेट को अटेन करने के लिए जो टाइम रिक्वायर्ड होता है कैटलिस्ट टाइम को रिड्यूस कर देता है. एक्चुअली कैटलिस्ट जस्ट लोअर्स द एनर्जी ऑफ एक्टिवेशन ऑफ बोथ फॉरवर्ड एंड रिवर्स रिएक्शन. कैटलिस्ट एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी को कम कर देता है फॉरवर्ड एंड रिवर्स रिएक्शन को और रिएक्शन जल्दी प्रोसीड हो जाता है. Now discuss the application of chemical equilibrium in industry. Chemical equilibrium phenomena को हम इंडस्ट्री में किस तरह से अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. Now let's discuss the synthesis of ammonia by Haber's process. The process of ammonia synthesis was developed by German chemist Haber and first used in 1933. This process provides an excellent setting in which to apply equilibrium principle and see the compromises needed to make an industrial process economically worthwhile. The chemical equation is as follows. Nitrogen react 1 mole of nitrogen react with 3 moles of hydrogen to form 2 moles of ammonia. And the value of delta H is minus 92.46 kilojoule. If we look at the balanced chemical equation, it is inferred from the Le-Chatelier principle that we have 3 ways to maximize the yield of ammonia. अगर हम as this process is used on industrial scale, so we want to increase the yield of the ammonia. हम अमोनिया की yield को increase करना चाहते हैं. There are 3 ways to maximize the yield of ammonia. Number 1 is the continual withdrawal of ammonia after intervals. After some time, first जो इसका मेथड है वो ये है कि कुछ अरसे थोड़ी देर के बाद हम अमोनिया को विड्रॉ करते रहें. When we will withdraw the ammonia, then it will shift the equilibrium towards the forward direction according to the Le-Chatelier principle. Second is that increase the pressure. If we will increase the pressure to decrease the volume of the reaction vessel, 4 moles of reactant combine to give 2 moles of product. You know that 1 mole of nitrogen combined with 3 moles of hydrogen, so total 4 moles of reactants are present and 2 moles of products are present. High pressure will shift the equilibrium position to right to give more and more ammonia. And the third is that decreasing the temperature. If we will decrease the temperature, then it will shift it to the forward direction according to the Le-Chatelier principle. So from the chemical equation, we infer that we can maximize in 3 ways. Number 1, by continual withdrawal of ammonia after regular interval, it will shift to the forward direction, increase the pressure to decrease the volume. And number 3rd is that decreasing the temperature will shift it to the forward direction according to Le-Chatelier principle. So high pressure, low temperature and continual removal of ammonia will give the maximum yield of ammonia. Now discuss the effect of temperature on Kc for ammonia synthesis. This is a table which shows the effect of temperature on Kc for ammonia synthesis. There is the Kc value for different temperature 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 and 800. Now with the help of this table, you can see that effect of rise in temperature on the value of Kc. And you can observe that optimum condition, it shows the optimum condition to get maximum yield of ammonia. Now this figure shows percentile yield of ammonia versus temperature in degree centigrade at 5 different operating pressure. At very high pressure and low temperature, the yield of ammonia is high, but the rate of formation is low. Industrial conditions are between 200 and 300 atmosphere at about 400 degrees centigrade. Dear students, no doubt that the yield of ammonia is favored at low temperature, but rate of its formation does not remain favorable. जैसे कि आपने पहले ऑब्जर्व किया कि अगर टेम्परेचर लो करते हैं तो इससे अमोनिया की यील्ड इंक्रीज हो जाती है। अमोनिया की जो यील्ड है वो तो इंक्रीज हो जाती है, लेकिन इसका जो रेट है फॉर्मेशन का वो फेवरेबल नहीं रहता। जो रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन इट बिकम्स वेरी स्लो। जब जो रेट अगर बहुत स्लो हो जाता है, देन दिस प्रोसेस बिकम अनइकोनॉमिकल। So one needs to compromise to optimize the yield and the rate. The temperature is raised to a moderate level and we shall use a catalyst. अगर हम एक catalyst use करेंगे, then catalyst will increase the rate. So if one want to achieve the same rate without a catalyst, अगर हमें catalyst के बगैर सेम रेट चाहिए होगा, इसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा हाई टेम्परेचर की ज़रूरत होगी। अगर बहुत ज़्यादा हाई टेम्परेचर यूज़ करेंगे, then it will lowers the yield. Hence, optimum conditions are the pressure of 200 to 300 atmosphere and temperature around 400 degrees centigrade. और catalysis में क्या यूज़ करेंगे? It will be a piece of iron crystals embedded in fused mixture of magnesium oxide, alumina and silica. Will be a mixture has 35% by volume of ammonia. इस मिक्सचर को कूल करेंगे रेफ्रिजरेशन कॉइल के अंदर until अमोनिया कंडेंस हो जाएगा और उसको रिमूव कर लेंगे। Since boiling point of nitrogen and hydrogen are very low, they remain in the gaseous state and are recycled by pumps back into the reaction chamber. Nearly 13% of all nitrogen fixation on Earth is accomplished industrially through Haber's process. तकरीबन 13% यूज करते हैं नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन का, हैबर्स प्रोसेस के जरिए ही इस्तेमाल करते हैं। दिस प्रोसेस सिंथेसाइज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 110 मिलियन टन्स ऑफ अमोनिया इन द वर्ल्ड, और जिसमें से 80% यूज कर लेते हैं प्रोडक्शन ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स की प्रोडक्शन के लिए, और जो बाकी है वो यूज होते हैं एक्सप्लोसिव बनाने के लिए, जैसे कि प्रोडक्शन ऑफ नायलॉन बनाने के लिए एंड पॉलीमर्स बनाने के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं। नाउ डिस्कस द प्रिपरेशन ऑफ सल्फर ट्राइऑक्साइड। Students, you already know. In the contact process for manufacture of sulfuric acid, the conversion of sulfur dioxide to trioxide is achieved in a reversible reaction. So this is a reversible reaction between sulfur dioxide and oxygen to form sulfur trioxide. For this reaction, temperature and pressure are the most essential factor, and they will control the rate of the reaction. और इसके लिए प्रिंसिपल वही होगा जो हमने पहले डिस्कस कर लिया है, हैबर्स प्रोसेस वाला। लो टेम्परेचर पे इक्विलिब्रियम कांस्टेंट फॉर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सल्फर ट्राइऑक्साइड लार्ज होगा, लेकिन व्हेन इक्विलिब्रियम इज रीच्ड वेरी स्लोली। So as the temperature is increased, the rate increases, but the yield of sulfur trioxide drops, according to the Le Chatelet principle. And if high pressure is applied, then high pressure tends to increase the yield of sulfur trioxide. So instead of using high pressure, the concentration of oxygen is increased, the yield of sulfur trioxide. So this is the way how we increase the yield of sulfur trioxide. The temperature and pressure are the most essential factors for controlling the rate of this reaction. The principles involved here are the same as those discussed previously for Haber's process. Low temperature, equilibrium constant for formation of sulfur trioxide is large, but equilibrium is reached very slowly. As the temperature is raised, the rate increases, but the yield of sulfur trioxide drops off according to Le-Chatelier principle. High pressure leads to increased yield of sulfur trioxide. However, instead of using high pressure, the concentration of oxygen that is from the air is increased to increase the yield of sulfur trioxide. Now this is the table which shows the effect of temperature on the yield of sulfur trioxide. It shows temperature. It shows the mole percentage of sulfur trioxide at 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 and 700 degrees centigrade along with the value of Kc. Dear students, if we want to have the best possible yield of sulfur trioxide within a reasonable time, then we use a mixture of sulfur dioxide and oxygen at 1 atmospheric pressure, and it will pass through a catalyst at 650 degrees centigrade. So the equilibrium mixture is then recycled. Equilibrium mixture को हम recycle करेंगे low temperature पे 400 से 500 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे to increase the yield of sulfur trioxide. सबसे ज़्यादा जो effective catalyst इसमें यूज करते हैं वो vanadium pentaoxide और finely divided platinum होगा. सल्फर ट्राईऑक्साइड को डिसॉल्व करेंगे सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड में जिससे ऑलियम मिल जाएगा. उस ऑलियम को डाइल्यूट करेंगे and we shall have sulfuric acid. And you know that sulfuric acid is the king of chemicals, and a country's industrial progress is measured by the amount of sulfuric acid manufactured each year. अगर हमने किसी भी कंट्री की इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोग्रेस के बारे में मेजर करना है तो हम सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड को मेजर करेंगे कि ये जो कंट्री है कितने अमाउंट में सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है. जितने अमाउंट में सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस हो रहा होगा इट मीन्स कि इसका इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोग्रेस उतना ही ज्यादा है. All about today's lecture. Let's have a recapitulation. Students, you learn about the Le-Chatelier principle. Then you learn the effect of change in concentration, effect of change in pressure or volume, quantitative effect of volume on equilibrium position. Then you learn effect of change in temperature and effect of catalyst on equilibrium constant. Then you learn application of chemical equilibrium in industry. That how can you synthesis of ammonia by Haber's process and preparation of sulfur trioxide. Now there is an assignment for you. Question number 1 is define Le-Chatelier principle. Question number 2, what is the effect on the position of equilibrium if temperature is increased? अगर temperature increase करेंगे तो equilibrium की position पे इसका क्या effect होगा ये आपने बताना है. Question number 3, learn application of chemical equilibrium in industry. इंडस्ट्री के अंदर केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम की आपने एप्लीकेशन बतानी है. बस ऑल अबाउट टुडेज लेक्चर. थैंक्स अ लॉट एंड हैव अ वेरी गुड डे.